All right, so let's imagine shrinking down, way down, like smaller than an atom.
Smaller than that.
Okay.
Much smaller.
So small that our entire galaxy, the Milky Way, with its 100 billion stars,
Huge.
it looks like just a little sprinkle of salt in your hand. And now zoom out even further,
Whoa.
and you see billions of those sprinkles, each a galaxy stretching out as far as you can see.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it? Almost
Yeah.
impossible to grasp the sheer scale of the universe.
Makes you feel pretty small.
Yeah, but it also makes you wonder, are we alone in all of this? It just seems statistically impossible.
It really does.
Hmm?
And that's where the Fermi paradox comes in, right?
Exactly. That's the big question.
This contradiction.
Yeah.
Our sources suggest there could be billions of habitable planets out there.
Billions.
Even if just a teeny tiny fraction of those planets develop intelligent life, we're still talking about a whole lot of potential neighbors.
A whole lot. Fermi himself actually just casually asked this question over lunch back in 1950. Yeah, he just wondered, where is everybody? Given the age of the universe and the time it would take for civilization to maybe develop interstellar travel, you'd think we would have seen some sign of them by now, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. So that's what we're diving into today, the Fermi paradox. Why haven't we found any concrete evidence of alien life? We're going to explore some of the most popular theories, try to make sense of it all.
Sounds good to me.
Where should we start?
Well, I think a good place to start would be the Great Filter Theory.
The Great Filter.
The Great Filter Theory basically says there's this critical step in the evolution of life that's incredibly difficult to overcome.
Like a hurdle.
Yeah, like a cosmic bottleneck
Ooh.
that very few civilizations manage to actually squeeze through.
So picture this. Imagine life arising on a planet is like winning the lottery. It's pretty rare.
Just rare.
But it happens.
Yeah,
But then each stage of evolution,
each stage.
from single-celled organisms to complex life to intelligence and then to a spacefaring civilization, each of those stages is another lottery ticket you have to win.
Exactly. And with each stage, the odds of winning
Decrease.
decrease dramatically.
So the Great Filter.
Could be behind us, meaning we got incredibly lucky we already passed it.
Oh, wow. Okay, or,
Or it could be ahead of us,
oh,
some unknown hurdle that most civilizations just don't survive.
that's a scary thought. What could it be?
That is the question, isn't it?
Is it some kind of technological hurdle?
Like artificial intelligence turning against us,
Or maybe it's environmental.
a climate catastrophe.
Ooh. Or maybe it's something totally unexpected, something we haven't even imagined yet.
Could be. There's so many possibilities.
It really makes you think about our responsibility to future generations, too.
It does.
If we're one of the few that made it this far, we should try to safeguard our planet, avoid self-destruction, right?
Absolutely. It's a sobering thought.
Okay, well, enough doom and gloom for now. Let's move on to something a bit more mysterious.
Mysterious. Okay. I like it.
I'm talking about the zoo hypothesis. What if advanced alien civilizations are out there, but they're intentionally keeping us in the dark?
Intentionally.
Yeah, like we're in a cosmic zoo being studied from afar.
Like the way we observe animals in the wild.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except we're the monkeys in this scenario.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not that crazy of an idea when you think about it.
Mhm.
If there's an alien civilization out there that's thousands or even millions of years ahead of us technologically, wouldn't they want to avoid interfering with our development?
It's possible. Maybe they're waiting for us to reach a certain level of technological or ethical maturity before they decide to make contact.
Or maybe they're concerned about the consequences of interacting with a less advanced species, like us.
Yeah,
But that raises some pretty big ethical questions.
it does.
Do they have the right to just watch us without our consent? What if they decide we're never ready for contact? Do we just stay in this cosmic zoo forever?
The zoo hypothesis definitely challenges our assumptions about alien contact. It makes you wonder what would be the right way to make first contact, both from our perspective and theirs.
It's a tough one, for sure.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What if we were the ones approaching a less advanced civilization? Would we make contact, or would we just observe from a distance and let them develop at their own pace?
That's a great point. It's not just about aliens watching us. It's about the responsibility that comes with having advanced technology
Exactly.
and the impact that contact could have between civilizations at different levels of development.
It's almost like a cosmic version of Star Trek's Prime Directive.
Right. Non-interference.
Exactly. It makes you question our own place in the universe.
It does.
Are we ready to be responsible galactic citizens? Are we prepared for the consequences of encountering another intelligent species?
Especially one that might be vastly different from us. That's a lot to think about.
It is.
Okay, well, speaking of mind-blowing ideas, I think it's time we move on to something even more out there.
More out there. Okay, lay it on me.
I'm talking about the simulation hypothesis.
The simulation hypothesis.
Yeah, what if our reality isn't what we think it is? What if we're all just characters in a giant computer simulation created by a super advanced civilization?
Whoa, now that's a wild one.
It's like living in the Matrix.
Except instead of fighting robot overlords, we're just trying to figure out if we're even real.
Exactly. It's a bit much for me, I have to admit.
I hear you.
But it's a fascinating thought experiment. What are the chances that everything we experience, everything we believe to be real, is just lines of code?
Well, some physicists and philosophers actually take the simulation hypothesis pretty seriously.
Really?
Yeah, they argue that if a civilization reaches a certain level of technological sophistication, it might not be that crazy to think they could create a simulation like ours. I mean, just look at how far our own computer technology has come in just a few decades.
Yeah, that's true. Imagine what a civilization millions of years ahead of us could do. Okay, but even if we are living in a simulation, does that really change anything? Does it even matter if our reality is real or not, if it feels real to us?
That's a big philosophical question,
It is.
and there's no easy answer. But I think it's valuable to at least consider these kinds of ideas.
Yeah, I agree.
It challenges us to question what we think we know about reality consciousness, even our place in the universe.
It definitely makes you appreciate the mystery of it all.
It does.
Okay, so after all that, maybe it's time to come back down to earth for a bit.
Back down to Earth.
Well, literally. What if the answer to the Fermi paradox is that life as we know it is just incredibly rare?
Sure.
What if Earth is a total fluke?
A fluke.
Yeah, like a cosmic lottery winner in a vast and otherwise empty universe.
The rare Earth hypothesis.
You know it.
It's a humbling thought, and a little lonely, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your head around. But if it's true, it means we have a huge responsibility.
A huge responsibility.
We'd be the caretakers of the only known life in the universe.
Wow. Just imagine that burden. The weight of knowing that everything we do, every choice we make, affects not just our future, but the future of life itself.
It's a lot of pressure,
It is.
but it's also incredibly inspiring in a way.
It is.
It makes all our problems seem kind of small, you know,
Right.
compared to the vastness of the universe and the potential uniqueness of life on Earth.
Right.
But it also makes every breath we take, every moment we share, that much more precious.
I like that.
Yeah.
It underscores the importance of protecting our planet, not just for our sake, but for the sake of life itself.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if we really are alone, then Earth becomes more than just our home.
It becomes what?
It becomes a sanctuary, a beacon of life in a vast and silent cosmos. It's a beautiful thought, but also kind of terrifying. But hey, maybe we're being a little too pessimistic. I mean, look at all the effort we're putting into searching for extraterrestrial life.
That's true. We haven't given up hope.
Not at all. We have SETI constantly scanning the skies for radio signals. And then we have the James Webb Space Telescope looking for signs of life on other planets.
And don't forget the Voyager probes, carrying messages from humanity out into interstellar space.
Yeah, it's a long shot, but still pretty amazing. It's like tossing a message in a bottle into a cosmic ocean, hoping it washes up on some distant shore.
I like that analogy.
But what if we're going about it all wrong? What if we're looking in the wrong places or using the wrong methods? What if alien civilizations are communicating in ways we haven't even imagined yet?
You know, that's a real possibility. We tend to base our search on our understanding of technology and communication.
Right.
But what if other civilizations out there have developed completely different methods?
It's like we're trying to listen to a radio with headphones.
We might be missing the whole concert because we're attuned to the wrong frequency.
Exactly. So where does that leave us with the Fermi paradox? Does it mean we're alone, or just that finding other life is a lot harder than we thought?
I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is that we need to be humble. We can't assume that our way is the only way, or that our technology is the most advanced.
Or that our understanding of the universe is complete?
Right? There's so much we don't know. The universe is full of surprises.
So I guess we end up with more questions than answers.
Maybe.
But that's the beauty of it all, right? The mystery keeps us searching, keeps us exploring, keeps us connected to this amazing universe.
I agree. The Fermi paradox is a challenge, a puzzle, an invitation to explore.
Exactly. And even if we never definitively answer the question of why we haven't found aliens, the journey itself is worth it.
It enriches our understanding of ourselves and the cosmos.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Fermi paradox, I want to leave you with this. Keep looking up, keep asking questions. And never lose that sense of wonder, because the universe is full of mysteries, and who knows what we might find just around the corner. Thanks for joining us.